Well, today we're in a 6-wheel drive Land Rover Perentie Ambulance that never goes a day without something going wrong. We're going to wind the window down here and try and wind it back up and see if we have the same problem we had yesterday. We are skipping a gear here and the window won't wind up. So I'm guessing we're going to have to pull the door apart. Yay, just what I wanted to do today. I was hoping to get some rest. Alright, because I'm lazy today, using the electric screwdriver. That might not be an original screw. And we're going to take the window winder off as well. The socket set's seen better days, but anyway. 8mm. The bit you didn't see off camera was me taking the spudger and prying this bit up. There we go. Alright, a couple of clips in here just busted off. It's going to be hard to avoid anyway. Alright, now we can sort of see our window winder here. Here's our gear down here. Let's have a look. Alright, our window winder assembly is behind these bolts here. I think we can take the whole front panel off with these screws. It could be worse. I've had worse things to get into before. Alright, 10mm socket to the rescue. Now this has been repaired before by the look of these pop rivets. I think the previous guy that owned this wasn't really that handy with some of the repairs, but we'll see how we go. Right, there's our bolts removed and our window winder assembly is floating loose here. This is going to take 2 hands to remove, I think. Alright, I got the bottom stoppers out, but the door handle is, or the door lock latch is holding me up. I could probably maneuver it to take the wire off it, but there's these 2 screws here. So I'm probably going to make life a little easier. That should drop through. Get our window winder assembly free. Alright, let's see what's going on here. I'd say this is skipping some teeth somewhere here. If I have a look at this, yep. You can see right here we've sheared a tooth off that arm. That's going to be difficult to fix. Probably something I'm just going to have to live with. Probably the best I can do in this situation is, well, I could find replacement parts, but at the same time I could just lubricate everything up and make it a little easier to wind up, which is what I think I'm going to do for the time being, until I can find a new one. And yeah, there's some other bits here that are showing signs of quite excessive wear, so I think we're just going to lube this up and try and put it back together as best we can until we find a new one. Alright, so found a set of needle files here. I'm going to just try and flatten out the edge of these burrs on this tooth so it doesn't get hung up so much. Might help it skip past that tooth a little bit. There is a chunk of gear tooth popped out of here. We'll try and clean and lube everything. Alright, I'm going to use some spray pack chain oil, although you'd normally use grease in this situation. We're going to just try and get things freed up a little bit, get them moving a bit. Yep. Now, there's a lot of dried grease and dust and dirt in here. The idea behind using something thinner here is that hopefully it'll wash out some of the bits of gear tooth and shards of metal and stuff that are in there. I'm going to do the rest of the mechanism as well. Now, I've had a bit of an epiphany here. There's this hole here. I reckon if I drill that, swing this around and re-rivet it in that hole, I can use a different set of these gear teeth and it might actually work. I don't know how much we've got to do. I'll do a bit of measurement. I might be able to get away with just adjusting it slightly. Okay, we've got the mechanism reattached. I've had a look. Moving this down here is going to move us outside our normal range of movement, which is between here. So we'll end up with bigger problems. I'm going to have to just find a spare one. I've lubed up this rack here. We're going to lube up these little bits and the rails on the other one, and we'll start looking for a new one. So I think that's about the only thing that's going to fix this is a new rack along here. Now, something I've worked out on the fly is if you get the mechanism bolted in, you get somebody to hold the window up, you slide the little sliders in, loosely put your top bolt in here and the whole thing will hold in, and then you've got room to swing the bottom out and maneuver this back into place, which might be easier said than done now. It might need to go over the top. I'll work that out. I might have to pull it out and try again. Alright, less tricky than I thought. Okay, the problem we're going to have now is this last little bit. It's not going to wind up. What we can probably do is stick our greasy fingers on it and help it up past that last little step, and it should wind up. But we're going to need a new window winder. There's no if and or buts around it. We're going to have to do that. It does go up and down a lot easier now, so I might do this to the other door later. Alright, we've got it reassembled. We're just going to leave the door skin off now till I find another one. For now, if I need to help it out, I can stick my fingers in this little pinch point here where it might cut my fingers off, and I can lift the window up to get it past that missing gear tooth. I've sanded off all the extra bits and bobs so that it doesn't get stuck on the gear teeth. But yes, I'll go and see my good buddy Frederick, see if he's got a spare one. I dare say he will. Anyway, it's a fun one. See you in the next one.